Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. For those of you who don't know, I do videos on several different topics now. I used to do just politics, but now I'm doing several other things. I did a video a while back called The Technological Singularity, and then I did one called Technophobe, Part 1. Well, it turns out there's a whole bunch of technology that just scares the living pee right out of me. In my opinion, our technology is far surpassing our wisdom to use it. So, I talked about a number of things in that other video. Go check those out. We're on to Technophobe Part 2. Quantum Teleportation. And for those of you who don't, who think this is just crazy, they don't believe in this stuff, guess what? It's real. Here we go. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you've seen Star Trek, they walk into the transporter, the guy hits the control, you know, and they beam down to the planet. Okay. That's quantum teleportation. They're working on it. They're working on it right now. They have successfully, scientists have successfully transported inert molecules over several hundred yards. The Chinese have successfully teleported photons to a waiting satellite in space. Okay, they are working on it. This is not science fiction. This is real. They're doing it. Okay? But there's some things that you need to know that should scare the living pee out of you. First, to set some context here, you have to understand the difference between teleportation, true teleportation, and quantum teleportation. True teleportation right now, as far as I know, nobody can do it. Nobody technologically or any other way can do true teleportation. True teleportation is you're moving a physical body from point A to point B. Instantaneous. Teleportation. You teleport from here to there. Done. Excuse me. Coffee. Okay, that's true teleportation. In science fiction, you can do it in wormholes, or they do it in some fantasy realms, magic and things like that, and games and in movies and stuff. But as far as I know, nobody can do real, true teleportation. Quantum teleportation is a little different. They scan everything that you are as a human being. Your physical makeup, your mental makeup, it's going to sound weird, your personality, everything that makes you up, that can be quantified, they scan it, okay, and they store it in a computer. Then they destroy this object, and at the new location, create another object that's an exact duplicate of it. Now, if you're talking about transporting a car, or, you know, Twinkies, that's cool. You know, that's okay. I can deal with that. You know, emergency supplies to people that need it right then, boom. Hey, amen. That's good. But when you're talking about transporting a living person, an actual being, that's a whole different deal. They scan you as a person, and all your stuff's in the computer. Everything that makes you is in this computer. They destroy this one and create a duplicate of you over there in the new location, and it's instantaneous. Okay. Problem is, when they destroy this version of you, legally that's murder, and I'm not talking, you know, well, maybe, I don't know, because they're freaking, no. That's murder. Because they have to destroy the original. Well, okay, that's just it. Do they need to? That's something else to consider. I didn't consider that. Do they need to destroy the new one? They could just start making copies. Okay? So, you're going to transport from point A to point B, you let them take all your stuff and put it in the computer and everything, and then they oh, well, it didn't work, you know, no big deal. This duplicate over there, they can still make it because they've got all your stuff. If they transport you We'll stick with that for now. We'll get to the copies in a minute. But if they do transport you over there, it's not really you. It's a copy of you. If you're a religious person, does that new copy of you have your soul? Is it you? Or is it just a copy? It has all your personality quirks and your intelligence and your skills and everything. It has all that. But is it you? You see? That's the question. Because we don't know. How can we know? Nobody's done it yet, as far as I know. So, if they're transporting people like that, they're killing people and creating copies, and has that person got your soul? If it does, I don't know. That's a very, very good question. It's a gray area. I don't like gray areas, especially when my life is involved. I like it black and white. Boom, this is going to happen or this isn't going to happen. Okay? Call me weird. When my life's involved, I don't like gray areas. Now, excuse me. Atheists might not care about that, and I'm not disparaging atheists. They have the right to believe what they want. But as a Christian, that's a good question for me. When the original is destroyed, that's murder. Somebody needs to account for that crime. This new copy that's over there, is it you? If it's not you, who is it? Because they've just created a person. Okay? Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, you remember the Clone Wars, where they had a bunch of clones working? Well, you know what? Using this, we can do them one better. We can just make copies. So you got a really great soldier. He's the perfect soldier in every way. He's fast. He's agile. He's strong. He thinks well. The whole 9 yards. You copy him into the computer and you start pumping out copies. I don't like that. That lessens the impact of war. I know from a strictly I guess business aspect, for lack of a better word, I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, it would save normal people from going to war, and that's good, but war is bad. People die in war. You know, war ain't nothing but death and destruction. The extension of political negotiations through non-political means. That's war. People die in war. We should think very heavily before we go to war. If they create all these, I don't even know what to call them. They're not clones. Simulations? Sims? No, that's a video game. My wife loves that, by the way. People can't wait to go to war, as it is, and they're going to make a way to make a ton of really great soldiers and send them off to battle. That's just rife with possibilities that I just don't like. You know, let's send 1 million people to war and let them do their thing and reap the benefits, because they're not real people, right? Now let's get to the other aspect of it. Let's say they make a copy of you, or 100 copies of you, because you and I, we're nobody special, right? We live our lives, we're making ends meet, raising our families. But suddenly, on video camera, on the 8 o'clock news, you're out there firing at the president with a gun or something, because it's not you, it's one of these copies, of course, because you're at home fixing dinner for your family, right? This can be scary. This can be very scary. Quantum teleportation is nothing to laugh at. It's real. They're doing it. I mean, I don't think they should be doing it, but they're doing it, because our technology is far surpassing our capability to understand, use, and our wisdom. When you can make copies of somebody, when you're transporting from point A to point B on a regular basis, and you're steadily transporting using this quantum teleportation. Say you use this system a million times, and something gets lost each time. And we don't know what. I don't know. Do you? But something gets lost. After a million trips, how much of you is there? How much is left? Because the original's gone. They destroyed that a long time ago. Every time they make a copy, it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. See? You destroy the original to make the copy. Then you transport the copy. Now that's a copy of that copy. This guy is now a copy of that copy. On and on and on and on and on. To me, the cost is too high. And I don't even know what the cost would be in that instance. What's lost when you use this quantum teleportation? Okay? Again, emergency medical supplies, food, water, things like that to people in a remote area that need it, or disaster victims, things like that. I got no problem with that. Okay? But think about it like this. Well, now hang on. That's a good thing, because you store this data in the computer. You don't bother destroying it because, it's supplies. You could use it elsewhere, right? But now you've got this data stored in your computer. You can actually make it over there. In Star Trek, they call that a replicator, and it's quite good. It could end world hunger. Amen. All those starving people in wherever. Send them food. We got plenty here. We'll just make some more. Boom, 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 boom. Done. See? That's good. That's a good technology. Replication. Replicator technology. That's right with pitfalls as well, but that's essentially what we're talking about here. But when transporting inanimate objects is fine. Transporting people, that's a different critter. And making copies of people, that's even worse. Okay? And I know this sounds far-fetched, but you know what? They're working on it. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I'm not saying it makes any sense, but they're doing it. That's one of those technologies where you shake your head, because I don't know what else to say. It's stupid. They make a copy of you. They store it in a computer, and they transport all this information via, I don't know, microwave beam, internet, I don't know, across the electric lines, I don't know. But they move this information to the new spot, and then they reconstitute you there. They make a copy of you there. If the original is destroyed, that's murder. If they do it to a dignitary, an official dignitary, or a military person, that's impersonation of a military officer, or impersonation of a dignitary, impersonating the president, as it were. I mean, the good ramifications are good. The perks are great, but on the downside, there's so many bad things you can do with this. Holy crap! It boggles the mind what you can do with this. And then say they don't want an exact copy of you. Say you're a great soldier, but you've decided to accept Christ, or you just don't want to be violent anymore. You become a Zen Buddhist or whatever. You just don't want to be violent anymore. You've had enough, right? They want you as a soldier, but they don't want all those peaceful tendencies. I talked about this in the other video. Elon Musk now has mind control with a computer. So they can take and create this person over there that's an exact duplicate of you, and then tweak him, get rid of all those peaceful things, and now all you are is a murdering machine. Designed to be let loose on a battlefield. You see? There's, again, the peaceful, good applications of this are wonderful. But the downside is so bad. So bad. Oh my God, bad. You see what I mean? Technophobe. There's a reason I call this Technophobe. I don't like it. And frankly, neither should you. So, At any rate, you folks have a good day. God bless one and all.